Hey everybody, it's Kate Beaters. I have a really cool Facebook Live training for you today. So please say hi, let me know you're here. I'm just make sure the sound and everything is working. And yeah. Okay, so if you're there, please say hi. Let me know who you are, where you're from. I'm Kate Peters. I'm your breakthrough success expert, and I am talking to you live from Boston on this really nice sunny day. And I've been thinking about doing this training for a bit, and so today I had some time. I wanted to do it. So when you listen to this, whether you're live, whether you're on replay, please put everything else aside because this is definitely participatory. You want to experience what we're going to do because it's very cool. So I'm really excited about this. And the topic I want to talk about is stress. I've been hearing people use that word a lot lately, and it could be for a couple of different reasons. First of all, it's the beginning of the year, and a lot of people, if you're like me and a lot of my clients, you've already kind of laid out your plan for the year, and maybe you're just all of a sudden going like, oh my gosh, you're feeling overwhelmed with everything you have. Like the plan sounds good, but now you're overwhelmed with all you have to do. Maybe that resonates. Could be you're coming off the holidays and all the stuff that had to kind of be fit into this short time period. Now you're just trying to breathe, and it's just the residual effect of stress and overwhelm that's popping up. Could be 101 different reasons. But I wanted to just talk to you about that briefly and let you experience a really cool technique while you're here, because stress, overwhelm, a medical term very often, is anxiety. I mean, all these words are tossed around a lot. And the problem is that when you're feeling all this, it definitely interferes with how you live your life. So it interferes with you physically, mentally, and productivity-wise, right? Because, physically, the studies have shown that about 90% of all chronic illnesses are caused by stress and overwhelm. So something that could start off as, like a stomach ache could lead to an ulcer, headaches can lead to a migraine. I mean, all those things keep developing if the stress isn't cleared out. In terms of physically, when they've done brain scans and compared like a stressed out brain to an alcoholic's brain, they look really similar. So does it make sense when you're stressed out? Hence the productivity. You're not as brilliant as you normally are. Your attention span is short. You're not as focused. You're definitely not as creative. Your thinking is more short-sighted. It's more brought in as opposed to being expansive. So that's why I want to let you experience this, because it definitely interferes with how you experience your day, how you go through your day. So what I want to share with you is let you experience tapping. Now, some of you may have tapped with me, like, yay. If you've tapped with me, please put that, as you're listening to it live or the replay, let me know that. Maybe you've tried it with other people, or maybe you've never heard of it. So I just want to give you kind of the penny explanation, just because it's a Facebook Live. I don't have time to go into the huge explanation. I'm just going to give you kind of a penny version explanation of what tapping is. And it's really a very, very powerful mindset technique that helps people quickly shift out of negative thoughts, fears, doubts, old stories, beliefs, all that kind of stuff. Shift out of that and then go into a place of more positivity, more confidence. So basically going from fear to love, right? Which is what we all want. The reason I love this technique and invested tens of thousands of dollars, when I first started learning about it, is because it's so powerful and the results it gets are amazing. I have people come to me that say that they've been working on this issue for 20, 30 years, and like bam, in a couple of sessions, it's gone. So it's a really cool technique. And that's why I figured how perfect let you guys experience it and experience it with me. And the way you do tapping, it is participatory. That's why I say kind of push everything else aside, that you are going to be basically like Simon says. So the way tapping is that you're tapping on your meridian point. So it's like ancient acupuncture, except there's no needles. And those the points have to do with different emotions while you say certain phrases. Now, the points that we use are points I was trained in. So when I did all my high-level training, I've seen other people use different points. I find these are the most powerful. And like I said, I'm all about the results. So I stick where I get the best results. And then the phrases I have you say are phrases that partly came from training, And also partly my expertise. I've been doing this, for quite a while now, 9 years, going on 10 years soon. And also my intuition. My intuition is very, very strong. So I kind of pull all that together, and that's where I come up with the phrases. So what I want you to think about right now is if you were to rate your stress level on a scale of 0 to 10, so 0, like, hey, Kate, I'm never stressed at all, ever, ever, ever. Well, if that's the case, you're kind of like lying, because everybody gets stressed. You might not get stressed to a huge degree, but everyone, get stressed, throughout their days and weeks and all that kind of stuff. And 10 being that, or 10 plus, that maybe it keeps you up at night, or you wake up in the middle of the night, can't fall back asleep. Maybe you find you're grinding your teeth. Maybe you find your eating habits have changed, that maybe you're eating more sugar or more salty food. Maybe you're shopping more than usual. Maybe you're drinking more than usual, smoking more than usual. I hope you're not smoking. Shopping, whatever. Maybe you're losing your temper, things like that. Maybe you notice on the road the way you're driving kind of erratically. So what I want you to think about is just write down a number. There's no right or wrong. It's just really a frame of reference. So just take a second, write down that number. And hi, Lynn. Hi, John. Hi, Lisa. Everybody else is listening. Welcome. So just write down that number. And again, it's just for a frame of reference. There's no right or wrong number. You just kind of want to see where you are. And then what I want everyone to do is do a stretch and yawn, right? Let's kind of clear some energy right now. It always feels so good, especially, right now, if you're listening to this live, it's the winter, it's cold. I think it's like 15 degrees in Boston. It always feels so good to just kind of like stretch and shake everything. So just kind of stretch and then do a couple of nice big yawns. Inhale through your nose and then exhale slowly through your mouth. So like this. And do that for 3 times, okay? And we're going to do some tapping. I'm going to breathe with you. So. And then one more time. So again, we're going to do some generic tapping on stress and overwhelm. So just copy me and tap where I'm tapping. I'll tell you the points. If you wear glasses, I recommend take your glasses off. And lastly, be responsible for your own well-being. If for some reason you don't like it, simply stop. And please don't do this while you're driving. Hopefully you're not on your phone while you're driving anyways. Okay, so we're going to start on single karate chop. Again, just following along with me and repeat after me. Even though, and then you're tapping here, you say, even though I'm feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. So again, repeating after me while you're tapping. Even though I'm feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, I want to love and accept myself. And now one last time. Even though I'm feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, I want to find a way to love and accept myself and release some stress. Okay, shake them out like you got your hands wet, but there's no towels around. Like you're at a gas station and there are towels. Okay, so now you're going to tap along with me. Same points I am. Again, take your glasses off and repeat after me. Okay, so I'm going to do some easy phrases just because some of you were just learning how to tap. So on the inner eyebrow, feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Again, you repeat after me while you're tapping the inner eyebrow. Now the outer eyebrow, I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now to the under eye, I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now move to your under nose. I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now your chin point, excuse me, I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now you're going to go to your collar point, which is about 1 inch or 2, where your collarbone's here, about 1 inch or 2 below. I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now your underarm, about 4 inches below the armpit. I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now your liver point, so it's a little difficult to see on the computer, but it's right under the underwire. For a guy, it's about 4 inches below the nipple. You say, I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now we're going to go to the wrist point. I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. overwhelmed. And now top ahead, I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now we're going to go back around again. I've been feeling this way for a while. And repeat after me. I've got so much to do and so little time. How will I accomplish it all? There's so much to do, and it feels like it all needs to be done right away. I don't even know how I'm going to make it through the day. And then you can't see, but it's a liver point. I've got so much to do and so little time. No wonder I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. I've been feeling this way for a while. But what if I could reduce just some of the stress and overwhelm? Realize I don't have to carry it all with me. I can take some off my back and off my neck and off my shoulders and release some of it as I release all these things I think I need to do. And as I do, I feel calmer, more relaxed, safer, happier, and I notice the stress and overwhelm is reducing itself. That feels good. I feel like I'm in a much better place. It feels easier to breathe. I feel lighter. And I know I am safe. Okay, deep breath again, everybody. Stretching you on if you want to do another one. And how did that feel? Doesn't it always feel good? I always feel so much better. I feel happier. I feel clearer, more focused after I tap. And I would love for you to put your comments, how you're feeling. And also I want you to take a look at your number. So whatever number you started at before, write the number you're feeling right now, okay? Just to kind of compare. Now, some of you may notice that your number went down, like if you were at an 8, it might have gone to a 7, maybe it went down to a 5. I had some people go from an 8 to a 3. I mean, it could be all over the place. Some people may notice that your number stayed the same, or maybe it went up. And if that's the case, it doesn't mean that tapping didn't work for you. All it really means is that another thought popped up, another issue popped up that you need to work on. And it's almost, the way I look, it's almost like your subconscious mind is like waving a red flag saying, look at me, pay attention to me, work on me, clear me out. So write those things down because those are things you want to get help with. So what you just experienced right now was a round of tapping. And the topic was stress and overwhelm. And I did it kind of on a generic, just feeling too much to do, because that's kind of something that's very common with a lot of people. I mean, really, like if we could expand our days, we would. The thing is that to really clear this out, you really want to get to what's going on. Is it stress and overwhelm about your to-do list? Is it that you have too many demands on you? Is it that people expect too much of you? Is it that you're feeling stressed because you're afraid, what if you do it wrong? Or what if you make the wrong decision? Or what if you don't have the resources to make it happen? Or what if you did it before and it didn't work and you're afraid this time it won't work again? I mean, the list can go on and on, as you can tell, right? So ideally, the way when I work with my clients is, or coming to an event, is that we hone in on exactly what's going on. And I have, in layman's terms, like a superpower. I call it a brilliance to be able to quickly uncover exactly what's going on and clean that out, because that's at the root of the issue. And it's not just the stress and overwhelm is on the surface. We want to get to underneath and clear it out. So what does that actually mean? What that means is, I'll give you a quick example. I had a client who used to get very stressed every time it was time to pay his bills. And he'd pay his bills twice a month. And every time it was ready, he'd have his checkbook out and his bills out and the computer and all sorts of stuff. And he would just get really stressed. So he knew, some tapping, and he did a little bit of tapping, and, it kind of helped him get through it. But yet he was still had to keep doing this every other week when he paid bills. He felt stressed and overwhelmed. So I did when we worked together, when he became my client, is I got to the root of the issue. So what that meant is for him, it was certain things like he was afraid that he was running out of money. He was afraid that, or that he could run. He wasn't actually running out of money. He was afraid he could run out of money. He was afraid that his bills would keep increasing. He had this fear he could never catch up. He also had this, was thinking like, maybe they're charging too much money and I should find something else. And he also got resentful about paying bills. So all these different things. So when I was able to clear all that out, because a lot of it had to do with stories he learned when he was a child about money and paying bills. So when we cleared all this out, what that meant was he was able to pay his bills, twice a month without having to tap. He just took out his checkbook, took out his bills, pulled out the computer, did the bills like it was no big deal, paid him, and moved on with his day. So ultimately, if you enjoyed the tapping and you want to learn more, I really recommend let's have a conversation about what it'd be like for you to work with me one-on-one, or if you want to come to one of my events and experience that way. Because once you're able to clear out what's underneath it all, it really changes your whole experience, and that's what I want for you. So you want to reach out to my team, info@katebeaters.com. That's info@katebeaters.com. You can set up a time to talk. As I said, tapping has changed my life a million times. It's changed millions of people's lives for so many different areas. And I purposely did this video because I wanted you to experience it. If you have experienced it before, let you experience it with me. And if you've experienced it before, refresh of what it's like to experience with me. So please share this. This is such an important thing because there's no need to go through your days all stressed out. So again, please share and would love to hear from you. And until we meet again, be brilliant.